In this world, people worship all things that glitter, never suspecting that the brightest light can often come from the hands of a master deceiver. Julian Vane spent 20 long years turning mere dust into fake gold, only to realize he had stolen the most precious thing, his own future. The high society elite wore his creations like crowns, believing they held treasures beyond price, while Julian watched from the shadows with a cynical smile. They were fools for the sparkle, blinded by a genius who knew exactly how to manipulate light to hide the emptiness within each fake stone. He wasn't just a jeweler, he was an artist of lies, using common coffee to age his blueprints and give them the weight of centuries. Every stroke of his pen was a calculated strike against reality, a triumph of a man who thought he was smarter than the world itself. The clock was always ticking, but Julian didn't hear it as a warning. He heard it as the rhythm of his growing, yet illusory empire. He lived in a world of shadows and reflections, where the line between a masterpiece and a forgery was thinner than a strand of silk. Now, the music of his life has slowed to a funeral march, each note a reminder of the decades lost in the pursuit of falsity. He possessed the intelligence of a god, but used it to play the part of a ghost, haunting his own life with beautiful, worthless lies. This is the testament of a man who realized too late that the most brilliant scam is the one you play on your own heart. For 20 years, Julian vanished into a labyrinth of his own making, a hidden sanctuary where honesty was banned and deception was the only law. He worked 14 hours a day, 7,300 days of relentless focus, mastering the art of making the worthless look absolutely divine. His dedication was terrifying. He studied the molecular structure of light just to find new ways to deceive the human eye with cheap materials. He knew that perfection was a giveaway, so he learned to craft flaws, beautiful, believable imperfections that silenced the doubts of even the best experts. The documents were as much a work of art as the stones, histories rewritten on parchment to give his glass gems a royal lineage. In the warm glow of the oil lamp, his workshop seemed like an alchemist's den, but he wasn't seeking eternal life, only eternal profit. The toll on his body was immense. His fingers stiffened and his back bent, all sacrificed to the altar of the grandest illusion ever told. Each stone was a masterpiece of effort, a testament to what a human being can achieve when they are obsessed with a singular, crooked goal. He wasn't just selling jewelry, he was selling dreams, carefully packaged in velvet and ribbon, destined for the hands of the wealthy and greedy. His soul became as cold as the glass he polished, disconnected from the world, feeding off the satisfaction of his secret, lonely intellectual superiority. If he had applied this same patience to the truth, he could have discovered new elements or revolutionized the very industry he was currently undermining. He was a king in a room of ghosts, ruling over a fortune that would dissolve the moment it touched the harsh light of true scrutiny. Time is the one thing a genius cannot fake, and Julian was spending his most valuable currency on a bank account full of nothingness. He was a slave to his own talent, a prisoner of the intricate web he had spun, too deep into the lie to ever find the exit. The maze was complete, and Julian Vane was lost in the center, admiring the walls that were about to crumble down upon his head. The illusion shattered with a single strike of the gavel. The master of light was finally brought into the cold, unforgiving glare of justice. In an instant, his 20 years of labor were reduced to a pile of common trash, their value vanishing as the truth was finally spoken aloud. The genius who had fooled the world was now a spectacle of shame, his brilliance recognized only as the weapon he used to destroy himself. His new world was narrow and gray, a cage where the only reflections he saw were the bitter memories of a life spent building on sand. These hands, which could have shaped the crown of a king, were now destined to grip iron bars and break rocks in the yard. The heaviest weight he carried wasn't the chains, but the realization that he had the power to create the real thing all along. He felt the ghost of a real gemstone in his palm, a reminder that true greatness requires the one ingredient he always lacked: integrity. Silence is the most brutal judge for a man of noise and deception. In the quiet, his regrets began to speak louder than his pride. He had traded his family's honor for a shortcut that led nowhere, proving that the fastest way to the top is often a cliff. He was a king of nothing, a creator of voids, staring at a face that had aged 20 years in the pursuit of a shadow. With the last of his strength, he began to record the only truth he ever owned, the story of his own magnificent failure. This is my testament, written by a man who was too smart for his own good and too foolish to see the light of day. While I was mine glass in the dark, another man was mining a diamond in the sun. We used the same sweat, but for different ends. The effort is identical. The loneliness of the craft is the same, but one creates a legacy while the other creates a prison cell. A life's work can be destroyed in a second when it is built on lies. Glass breaks, but the truth remains indestructible and eternal. One real stone would have been enough. One true masterpiece would have secured my name in history books instead of a police record. I chose the shortcut because I thought I was clever. I didn't realize that the shortcut was actually the longest road to absolute nowhere. I've used my final hours to design the stones I should have made. They exist only in charcoal, a ghost of the life I wasted. I built a kingdom of sand and wondered why the tide washed it away. I was the architect of my own watery, crumbling grave. Genius without a moral compass is just a faster way to get lost. I was the smartest man in the room and the loneliest soul. The world will forget me or remember me as a warning. Both are a death sentence for a man who wanted to be immortal. The irony of my life is my final gift to you. Learn from the man who had everything and chose to make it all fake. Real value is grown through heat and pressure, not through chemicals and coffee. I avoided the pressure and lost the value of my soul. Take these words and use them as a map to find the truth I was too blind to see. Don't let your talent become your trap. The stars are real diamonds in the sky. They don't have to lie to shine. Why did I think I had to be any different? My work is done. The fakes are broken. Only the regret remains, solid and heavy as the stones I should have carved with honor. The story of Julian Vane is a mirror for our own lives. Let us look into it and learn these 5 vital lessons for our future. Lesson 1. Time is your only non-renewable resource. Every second spent on a lie is a second stolen from your true potential and lasting legacy. Don't spend your years polishing glass when you could be cultivating a garden of truth. Your time is far too valuable to be wasted on fakes. Choose your path based on the destination, not the speed. A long road to a real city is better than a short road to nowhere. Invest your time where it will grow, not where it will rot. Your future self will either thank you or haunt you for your choices today. Lesson 2. Beware the illusion of the shortcut. Most shortcuts are simply traps designed to exploit your impatience and cloud your long-term vision for success. The hard way builds the muscle you need to survive at the top. The shortcut leaves you weak and unprepared for the challenges of real achievement. Build your life on stone, not on the fragile glass of easy wins. The shortcut is often the longest and most expensive detour you'll ever take. Resist the urge to skip the process. The process is where the value is created. Without the struggle, there is no real victory to celebrate. Lesson 3. Talent in the wrong direction is a form of slow suicide. Using your genius for harm or deception is a waste of cosmic proportions. Your energy is a neutral force. You can use it to burn bridges or to light the way for others. The direction you choose defines your character. When talent meets integrity, the results are legendary. When talent meets greed, the results are merely temporary and ultimately destructive to the soul. Don't just be good at what you do, be good at doing things that matter. Aim your genius at the stars, not at the mud. Lesson 4. Integrity is your most valuable asset. It is the only thing that cannot be stolen. and the only thing that lasts forever in history. Trust is the currency of the world. Once you spend it on a lie, you can never earn it back in full, no matter how much you pay. Integrity is the shield that protects your reputation when times get hard. It is the foundation of a success that no storm can ever wash away. Be a person of your word in a world of whispers. Let your actions be as transparent and brilliant as a fine, natural diamond. Lesson 5. Consider your legacy. What do you want to leave behind? A sophisticated lie that will crumble, or a value that will endure forever? Your life is a story being written every day. Make it a story that inspires others to be better, to work harder, and to live truthfully. The real gems we leave behind are the lives we touch and the truth we uphold. These are the treasures that never lose their brilliance. Don't become the Julian Vane of the 21st century. Don't waste your beautiful, unique mind on mying pieces of worthless, empty glass. Find your own real diamond. Mine it with all your strength and all your honesty. That is the only way to truly conquer time itself. Only the truth is strong enough to resist the wear of time. Choose the truth, and your future will shine brighter than any fake could ever dream.